All right. Hi, guys. How are you? Susan, I'm live for a few minutes. And let me just work on this one lighting situation over here because I'm live on two platforms right now. All right. Okay. Don't like the way this looks. This is kind of a test at this point. How are you guys? Wanted to talk about something today. All right. Wanted to do a brief live to explain that let me move this camera over here first. Okay, that's not good. Want the cameras to be in the same position. This is kind of a test more than anything. And I don't like the way this camera looks. Okay, guys. All right, so okay, guys. All right, so I'm live both on Instagram and YouTube right now. I wanted to see if I could do this. I'm just testing the waters at this point because I will be doing something more intense and I want you guys to know about it. You guys on YouTube, if you're not familiar with my Instagram, it is the same as my YouTube channel, which is Susan Elias Couture. And I don't know why I'm so dark in this picture here. Let me see if I can move the lighting a little bit, just adjusting here first. Okay, the quality of this one camera for the YouTube is not as great, actually. I'm going to be working on trying to get that better. But can you see me? All right. So I am here both on two platforms. Again, Susan Elias Couture is the same on my Instagram as it is on YouTube. My presence is stronger on YouTube, but I do adore you guys on Instagram because you are more engaging with me as well as you know about my products and services more, I think, than YouTube. So I'm going to try to kind of bring it in together so that we can have both. I've had a little bit of a hiatus from my lives on Instagram, and that is because of health reasons. I'm feeling better and stronger every day. So I think I'm coming out of that, and that's hopefully going to be a good thing. And I want to get on track with what I'm trying to get for you guys. So I wrote on the heading Draping 101, and that's because I want to develop a 2-day course I put on YouTube and how do I say this? To give you the options of whether you want a different tier, another level of a tier for you on my YouTube channel for my draping and pattern making and design courses, or if you want actual set times and dates, 2-day courses, quickies, and things like that. 60, I think 3% wanted it to be a 2-day summer course. So we're already into summer, and I'm hoping to still be able to do that, possibly beginning of August, maybe if I get it done in time, end of July. But before that, I'm going to be coming on pretty regularly. So I usually come on at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US on Instagram Live, and I have to bring my cat into the doctor's today at 4, so I can't do that. So I'm actually just coming in just to test the cameras and to see if I like this. I'm not liking, like I said, the way it looks on YouTube. But anyways, we'll get the lighting proper and all of that. All right, guys, I'm glad you're there. If you want to put anything in the chat, if you want to say anything to me, go ahead, because you can. what I'm going to do, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this yet. I don't know whether I'm just going to do it live or I'm going to do it where you sign up and you're going to be on a massive Zoom call with me, where I do what's called a discovery of the art of designing and draping. And that is that I'm going to teach you and show you in a very unconventional way. Hi, how are you? Thank you for joining. So that would be where I'm going to give you a demonstration, a lecture, and then also answering and back and forth with questions. But I'm going to give you the basis of what fashion design draping is all about, how it pertains to actual designing, right? So, view request. I don't know what we're going to do that to see the view request. I'm not going to do any sharing of the screen right now because I am just grateful as of yesterday that I figured out how to do live on both platforms. I'm live right now on Instagram and YouTube. I have been pretty consistent till I got very ill with the Instagram lives at 4 p.m. I'm feeling better, guys, and I'm getting my act together. I'm getting organized, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've had a course that I did, which is a 2-session course on jacket making and fitting, jacket fitting, which is, I think, tremendous. I will offer that again closer to the fall. But for now, I want to open up your minds as far as designing. And the simplest and easiest way for me to portray that or to explain that would be in the art of draping. And I will explain why that is when you tune into this particular class. It's going to be just a session. It'll be just maybe a couple hour session where I'm going to go over a lot of things, and it'll be more of a discovery for you guys to see whether you want to go into design or if you want to do something in that realm. So it's going to be, I wrote it out, so I'm going to just read it. It's, to unlock the foundational skills of fashion design with Draping 101. This comprehensive class will transform your approach to design. The reason is because I am not going to teach you like anybody else has taught you how to do this. That was, a very strong part of my talents or abilities, right? It was draping. So most of my designs for myself, as well as other companies that I have designed for, started in the draping process. But it's also a way to understand fashion and what design is all about. So in this very way of foundation, I'm going to demonstrate how this is done and explain the entire process with all of the things that are necessary in the draping process. You will not need a dress form at that time. You will not need real supplies at that time. You will be learning and absorbing and understanding what design is. Now, the trick is, am I going to do it on both platforms, or am I just going to do it on YouTube, or am I going to have you guys sign up and then it'll be a Zoom call? These are things I'm still working out. You can give me your ideas or your feedback right now if you'd like. But I'm going to do a very interesting demonstration on draping that's going to open up your eyes on what design is all about. I'm going to go over all the tools. I'm going to engage with you to get you to understand and to break the myths of draping and to show you it properly. I didn't want to start off in the boring process of making the bodice and then the skirt and then the sleeve, but that will come. So if you then, after this discovery course or this discovery session, so to speak, which will be a very minimal fee, after that, and you are interested in going further, or you want to learn more, you want to get a heads up before you go to college, or you're on YouTube University, which is what we have here, then you can take the 2-day course that I will have after that. So this discovery course, like I said, I don't know what platform to do it. I'm doing some research on that as well, but I know that I get a little bit more engagement with Instagram. YouTube is not used to seeing me live. I very rarely go on live with YouTube, so that can be tricky. And I think that might be, where things will fall through. So I'm still working it out. Let me know in the comments what you think. But understand that the basis of all design is really draping. All that flat pattern and all that mathematical stuff kind of came afterwards. It didn't come before. Okay, it didn't come before. So I want to show you the real way of creating garments, the couture way. Yes, most people will say the long way, but it's not the long way, guys. It can have shortcuts on its own, but I will show the benefits and the pitfalls of it. In other words, when draping is necessary, when draping is a must, and when flat pattern might be a better situation, and where drafting might even be a better situation. Guys, I am not a fan of drafting, even though I do some drafting. It's hard to teach that. It's sort of an innate thing. The mathematical numbers and equations really just mess people up, so to speak. And I like things to fit the actual human body. So even when you do that, you're still going to understand, you have to understand fit. You're still going to have to understand the body. You're still going to have to understand how draping is done, because if you don't know that, guys, flat pattern and drafting is not going to work. It's just not going to work. Even working with commercial patterns, sewing patterns will not work. This class or this little session that I'm going to put together is going to open up your eyes as a home sewer, as a seamstress, as an alterationist, as a costume designer, as an upcoming designer, as a student, as somebody contemplating design. It's going to be for all of you, because this is the basis of all design. So with that being said, I'm still trying to figure out what platform and where I want to be. Already I have more of an engagement here on Instagram than I do on YouTube. YouTube people, I know you're not used to seeing me here. If I'm more consistent, you will see me, hopefully. I will have this camera so that I'll be able to, then show you things on the table, as well as every aspect of what I'm doing. And as I develop this course and as I develop this further, I'm still trying to angle my camera here on YouTube. It's not the prettiest. Then after that, I will then be able to gauge what is necessary for you guys. Also note that at this point, I have so much content out on YouTube that if you go on my actual YouTube channel and you see my chapters, or you see my where I have the different categories, you can literally learn to be a fashion designer from just what I have on there right now. I don't like to repeat myself. That's why I became a couture designer. That's why I don't like to make things over and over at the same time. But I see that there's a necessity to go back to the roots of how design is made, how fashion is made. And as a couturier, I started with the draping process. I learned that in the highest level. And I want to show you that without the shortcuts or the, how do I say, the cloning and all that other stuff that makes me crazy on YouTube. And I'm going to show it to you as a full dress form, guys. I'm not going to play with the little guys. Never played with the little guys. We are not going to do that. We're going to show you so you can get actual numbers, you can get actual measurements, you can get actual understanding of the human body and how the draping process works and how design comes to life and how and why design comes to life. So the what, when, and where you do this will be answered in that session, as well as demonstrations and all the necessities of what you need to go further if you decide to go, further with my courses and my classes, because that's what's going to be developing all along. what I put on YouTube now, I try to be a little bit more entertaining or a little bit more not so dramatically how-to, so that it is something that you get information from all of my videos. There's a lot of information in there. So I hope that you will check that out. Again, my YouTube channel is the same as my Instagram. It's Susan Elias Couture. My platform on YouTube is stronger. And thank you so much for the engagement on Instagram. And I will be there again shortly for you, and then figure out, which platform and how I'm going to put this together. I would love your input. You can always DM me also on Instagram, on YouTube. I will constantly put out videos. That is not going to stop. I just wanted to do a test shoot real quick to see if the cameras are working and how how I'm going to be able to do this so that I'm on both platforms for you guys. All right. Any questions? Let me know. Thank you for the engagement here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. I'm getting some comments here. If you have any questions or any comments, go ahead and put it in. I'd love to hear from you. All right, I'm just looking because I can't see that far. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so usually when I do my lives, it's about 4-ish, Eastern Standard Time. I'm still working on getting the setup on YouTube to be exactly like it should be, because that is my platform. That is my main platform. But I do treasure everybody on Instagram. So if you haven't already subscribe, Susan Elias Couture. Check out the latest videos, and I'll see you soon. All right. Bye-bye.